Hello everyone, my name is Jay, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fully modify the Nerf Raider CS-35 blaster. I will be doing the full Massacre kit orange Modworks integration. So you have the sticker right there, it's upside down right now, and I'm actually going to remove the jam door and show you how to install everything. So I'm going to go ahead, take this apart, and show you what it looks like on the inside. Okay, so I've completely unscrewed everything, and I actually, while I wasn't recording, I actually put back all the stock parts in here just to give you a visual guide as to how to properly install your Orangeworks mod kit Massacre kit for the Raider. So I'm going to open it up real quick, and I'm going to say if you have any trouble opening up your blasters, I recommend using a flathead screwdriver and gently prying open the body of the gun. So I'm going to go ahead and set this over here. Now, I like how the Raider is set up. I like it a lot, and I think the Rampage, which I just mentioned, is a nice version too. It has a 25 dart clip system, and it's direct plunger. But if you have this, there's a lot you can do with this. So right now I have stock trigger catch, stock bolt sled, stock tubing, stock plunger, and stock spring. Now the Massacre kit gives you this stuff right here, which is your bolt sled. It gives you a little metal rod that you have to put in when you plug these two in. It gives you the plunger. It gives you a 5 kilogram spring, which is twice that of the stock spring, which is 2.5 kilograms. It gives you a metal trigger catch and a stronger spring, which I have in here right now on the trigger catch. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out real quick. And that is necessary if you want this trigger catch to work properly. Let me go ahead and set that over there. So, and it also comes with a little reinforcement plate for the spring tube. So you'll put that in there. That's the last thing you're going to install. So I'm going to show you how to take this out and how to properly install this stuff. Now, they recommend padding the plunger on these. I haven't. I should. I don't have the proper tools for the job or proper kind of fabric or anything to pad it with, so I can't really do that right now. I've been thinking I have these things called party mounts. They're like little double-sided adhesive, and if I only took the cover off of one side, cut it into maybe a circular thing and put it in back, it would be perfect width to pad it pretty nicely, I think. Maybe I'll give that a shot. So, but first I'm going to show you how to disassemble this. I'll look into the party mount thing, and if that seems to work okay, then maybe I'll show you that too, but I'm debating that. So I'm going to go ahead here. Here we have 2 screws in the top here, and you're going to only need to remove these 2 up top here. You don't need to remove the one on the bottom. So you unscrew those, you remove the spring, and it helps if you just spiral it out there, nice and smooth. Set that aside. Now if you have the Massacre kit, you won't be needing, or just the starter kit, you won't be needing that spring. So now what you can do is you can slide the plunger out and pop it right out there, and that plunger comes off completely. And now like I said, I've had the Raider for a while now, and before I heard about the Massacre kit or Orange Modworks in general, I had actually had bored out the entire air restrictor area, and it was okay stock, with the air restrictors removed. It was pretty nice, but it lacked that punch, so I decided to get the Massacre kit, And so you're going to need to remove this. And the reason I really like this is because it's not this wacky shape like in the Alpha Trooper. And granted, the Alpha Trooper is my primary, but that's mostly because it has a place to hook on my bandolier kit. So you're going to take this screw out of here, and be careful. I found that with the Alpha Trooper, I screwed up the, no pun intended, I didn't correctly screw it in. So I really messed up the whole system, and I had to use hot glue, and it just was a mess. It didn't work out so well. Now you can see I've already greased this up. It's all slick and stuff, and it really helps. And I think I was given, I want to say that I was given the wrong size O-ring, because I had some difficulty putting on the plunger tube, which is why I'm not going to remove that. So this goes on like this. This goes on right on top of it. So you really, really want to be careful with this so as to meet the threading properly. And it is threaded in there. You don't have to like force the screw in. The screw should go in by itself with the help of a screwdriver. And I really, like I said, I really like this because it just screws on. And in the Alpha Trooper, you have to hot glue the pump action. You have to hot glue the metal part to that. In this case, you don't. I love it. There's no movement forward and backward. There's no play. It's fantastic. So while I'm in here, by the way, I'm going to set this down right here real quick. There are a few more things you can do. So first of all, I want to get rid of this jam door. So I'm going to go in here. There are 4 screws. They're smaller. And so this jam door can get pretty annoying. And when you're in the middle of a Nerf event, whatever kind you may be partaking in, things have a tendency to, you know, get heated. And in the heat of the moment, if you have a jam and your gun locks up and you need to get to it as fast as possible, not having the jam door saves you a ton of time. So if you watched my Alpha Trooper mod video, you'll notice that I didn't put the jam door back on. I have a long strike that also has a Massacre kit in it. I just recently got that one. That one's very nice. I like it a lot. And that one doesn't have the jam door either. I really like running without the jam door. It's much better. So it looks like you're going to have to leave the bottom part in here because it seems important. So I'm not really going to mess with it too much. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to leave it in so as not to offset the performance of the gun. I really just want to be able to get into there as fast as possible if and when that time should come. So I really like this gun. It's a fantastic gun. It's my secondary usually. If I'm not using my Alpha Trooper, this is what I will be using. So jam door removed, everything out. You've switched out your bolt rod, your bolt sled rod. Now you're ready to put it back in. So what you do, you come in here and you lift up. You can use a little screwdriver to lift up the flap here. And slide that side in. And if you need to unscrew it a little more, that's fine. You can actually like completely remove it. So, I mean, if you needed to. And if you'll notice, it was a little difficult just now for me to actually pull back the plunger, and I think that could be attributed to the improper sized O-ring. So, but it performs very, very well. I'm very happy with it. Even if the O-ring is the wrong size, it doesn't seem to affect the performance all that much. So you can unscrew one of the bottom ones if you have to, use a screwdriver to get a little leverage to pull that thing up a bit. But that's really what you want to do. And if you wanted to, I put some grease on the little things that jut out from the side of the plunger tube. I put some grease on there, and I greased up the entire bolt sled. It slides really smooth. I even greased up the inside pathways where the pump mechanism is on the outside of the gun. So, bring that all together. And that goes like that. The next thing you want to do is you want to take your metal trigger catch. And this is nice. I love this thing. I greased up the sides on that too. You want everything to run really as smoothly as possible. So you just kind of slide that in there. Now because it's a stronger spring, it does have a little trouble staying in, but this one sits nice in there. So that one's really nice. Next, we want the spring. The spring is the 5 kilogram spring, and you want to thread it right in. And I twist it in like that to make it slide in easier, but you don't want it in all the way. Excuse me, I repeat. You do not want it in all the way because that'll make it very difficult to put the gun back together because then you have a lot of tension in there. So, you've got your bolt sled, tube, plunger, metal trigger catch, 5 kilogram spring, and the next thing you're going to want to do is put the reinforcement plate in here. Now, it says in the instructional videos on this is that it's very specific, so it can only fall in one way, and so, nope, that's not it either. There we go. It sits in perfectly. So you just want to get that ready. So, next what you're going to do is you're going to put the body back on. One of the great things about this gun is that it really slides together nicely. So I'm going to go ahead, put this back together. One more thing, remember this little dart holder on the bottom here. It bugs me when they're not on. Just a little finishing touch thing on my part that I like to have in there. And so the last thing you're going to do is put this on, put everything else on, and I will screw everything together. Okay, so it's completely put back together. As you can see, the jam door is gone. You can see all the way through to the other side. There are the internals of the gun. It's still kind of hollow-ish, or not hollow, see-through, and I would not advise doing this. Dry firing is bad for the gun. Don't do it. Now, one of the other things I will mention is that this does have slam fire. So you can pump it forward really fast, and if you're holding down the trigger, it'll fire for you. So you can see right in here, it's really nice. You can easily check to see if you're out of ammo. So I'm going to go ahead and fire it for you. I've got 5 rounds. Now I have a jam. You can go right in here and easily see what the deal is. All good. Put the clip back in. And I've got one more. I'm going to slam for it. And I really like this gun. I think it's a powerful gun. It works well. One thing I will say though is when you put the mod kit in, you cannot be, wimpy with the pumping. It really takes an aggressive pump because of the stronger spring. Otherwise you will half prime it and it'll get jammed and not be fun. So I like this gun a lot. It's fun. It works well. It's great for Nerf games. It's wonderful once it's modded. And if you have any questions or comments, just leave them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. I'm Jay.